Hello scholars, today we are starting chapter number 15, our goals, rights and duties. The British ruled over our country for more than 200 years. After a long freedom struggle, our country became independent on 15th August 1947. The immediate task before our leaders was to form a government. For this purpose, a constituent assembly was set up in 1946. A set of guidelines and rules were prepared by the Constituent Assembly. This was called the Constitution. This Constitution was adopted on 26 January 1950. Thus, to mark this occasion, we celebrate 26 January as the Republic Day every year. Our Constitution is based on the principles or goals of democracy, socialism and secularism. Democracy is a form or type of a government in which people or the citizens of the country have the right to choose the representative who form the government. Democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Freedom and equality are essential for the success of democracy. Our country, India, is the largest democracy in the world. Socialism. Socialism means a society in which all the people or the citizens of a country are treated equally without any differences or discrimination of caste, color or creed, that is religion. Secularism. Secularism means a society in which the people or the citizens of a country have the freedom of practicing or following any religion. Society progresses only when all its members get a fair chance to develop their potential and explore their dreams and aspirations. Conditions necessary for an individual's overall development are called rights, which are provided by the Constitution of a country. Duties are a person's responsibility towards himself and others. Duties are as important as rights and must be carried out by virtue of being a citizen of a country. The Constitution of India holds all citizens of India equal, irrespective of caste, creed, economic and educational status and gender. The Constitution of India is the supreme law that lays down rights and duties for its citizens and the government to facilitate the smooth functioning of the country. India has the world's longest and most detailed constitution. The constitution can be defined as a book that lists down all the fundamental laws necessary for governing a country. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, an Indian lawyer and politician, was independent India's first law minister and the principal architect of the Constitution of India. Rights, duties, and responsibilities of a citizen go hand in hand. One cannot exist without the other. The Constitution of India lays down fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and directive principles of state policy. Let us study about these in more details. Fundamental rights of citizens. Fundamental rights of citizens are the basic rights of all citizens. These ensures that the state safeguards the citizens' rights from any sort of encroachment or violation. The fundamental rights are right to equality, right to freedom of speech and expression, movement, residence, profession, and trade. Right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, right to constitutional remedies, that is, move the court in order to enforce fundamental right. Fundamental duties. Just as the state must uphold the rights of its citizens, citizens too must be well aware of their responsibilities and duties towards the state. The 10 fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution in 1976 so as to make citizens aware of their duties as responsible citizens of the country. Some of the fundamental duties are to abide by the Constitution, respect the national flag, national anthem, national symbols, etc. at all times. To honor the ideals which inspired India's national struggle for freedom. To follow, uphold, protect, and defend the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the nation. To promote harmony and spirit of brotherhood, religious tolerance, and respect for women. To preserve and maintain the heritage and cultural wealth of the country. To respect and protect the environment and public property. To develop a scientific attitude, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. To safeguard public property and to oppose violence. Every citizen who is a parent or guardian should provide opportunities for education to his or her child. Directive principles of state policy. These are guidelines that are stated in the Constitution of India, necessary for the framing of laws by the government, but are not enforceable by the courts. These principles apply to the union government, state government, and the local self-government. Directive principles of state policy relate to social justice, economic welfare, foreign policy, legal matters, and administrative matters of the country. Some of them are to promote the welfare of the people by promoting a social order. There should be enough means of livelihood for every citizen. Fair distribution of wealth, enough opportunities for education of children, make rules to help the weaker sections of society, equal pay for equal work for both men and women, improvement of public health, educate power to village panchayats, protection of monuments, places, and objects of historic and artistic interest and national importance. Our Constitution has been drafted by highly learned persons from all walks of life. It has looked into every aspect of our life. So, we must respect and follow it. Now, we have reached to the end of the chapter. So, let us revise what we have studied in chapter number 15, our goals, rights, and duties. In this chapter, we have studied that after a long freedom struggle, our country became independent on 15th August 1947. A set of guidelines was prepared to help the government. This was called Constitution. It was adopted on 26 January 1950. The preamble is an introduction to the Constitution. The Constitution of India allows the people to elect their representatives to form the government. Democracy, socialism, and secularism are our national goals. The Constitution of India has given certain rights to every citizen. These rights are called the fundamental rights. Constitution provides some guidelines for the government also. They are called the directive principles of state policy. I hope you have understood the chapter properly. Do the reading of the chapter and complete your written work of exercises, question answers, and worksheet. Thank you.